see if he joins his brother down there with Best in Show on his records, and we'll be seeing tonight's Hounds group later. But now let's take our first look at this year's Obedience Championships. Tomorrow we'll see the dogs, but tonight is the turn of the bitches. Jessica's been admiring their impeccable behaviour.
The obedience is divided into 6 different disciplines. First of all, there's the heel work, the retrieve, then there's the send away, distant control, always a difficult one in the big ring. There's the 2-minute sit and the 10-minute downstays. And finally, the all-important scent discrimination. This year, the competition is being judged by our esteemed obedience advisor, Sandy Wadhams, so some of these comments will come more or less from the judge's mouth. So, starting with the heel work, first up is Kim Innes with Barlingo Go Ballistic, Yaz.
Follow the arrows.
Sandy's designed this exercise to test both the dog and the handler's concentration. Footwork and accurate heel position will be vital here. This is Wendy Harris with Kafor Kelty. It's taken Wendy 18 years and 4 dogs to get here. Oh, so perhaps it's not surprising that her nerves get the better of her.
Straight towards me. Left about turn.
This is Anne Northfield with obedience champion Ayatka You're My Girl, Holly, demonstrating a series of very tight turns in which heel position is everything.
Right turn. Left about turn, give the stand.
And that's the first position on the move.
About turn.
There'll be 3, this one the stand.
About turn, collect your dog and left turn. Left about
Stephanie
turn.
Woolham now with her new dog Sky Mischief on her first visit to Crufts.
Give the down.
Second position there, the down. Steph's actually a bit worried about how well Sky will cope with the atmosphere here. It's always so tense. She seems to be doing just fine at the moment.
About turn into fast pace.
So there's the transition into fast-paced heel work.
Into
This is Phil
pace.
Barnes with obedience champion Jenna Kebab made with spice, making a super job of the heel work.
Right turn.
This must really put her in contention. Precise, neat footwork, just what Sandy was looking for.
Left turn. Left turn. Follow the arrows.
Beautifully done.
Straight
And keeping her
towards
cool
me.
throughout. This is
Right
Sylvia
turn.
Mitchell now with obedience champion
the
Mitch's
arrows.
Marvy. They've been here before, of course, and they've won the championship at Crufts.
Left turn into fast pace.
Nice precise change of pace there, you can see the difference. And now this is
Into
Carly,
normal
Bain's
pace.
subtle touch with Sue Howell.
Left turn. On the next left turn, give the sit position. Left turn.
The final position, and the most difficult one because it's done on that turn.
About turn, collect your dog.
And we're coming to the end of what was a really good exercise for that pair.
Here, pins thrown towards
Now the
judge.
dogs will be asked to retrieve an article, in this case a plastic bottle. Wendy Harris has been instructed to throw the
Last
article to
command.
the judge's feet for
Throw the
Kelty to
article.
retrieve as neatly as possible. That's a good throw.
Send your dog.
And a nice retrieve from a delightfully happy worker. They just lost half a point. Perhaps not the
Finish.
tidiest presentation.
Throw the article.
This is obedience champion Tanameri Banner Rig, Justy with Karen Davis. And this is a near perfect retrieve. They lost just 0.1 of a point for a little fidget.
Take the article. Finish. Throw the article.
Sue Howell managed to lose a whole point, though, with her short throw for Carly's retrieve. She'll have been disappointed that her nerves froze her throwing arm.
Take the article. Finish. Exercise is finished, thank you. Throw the article.
No frozen shoulders here, though. This is Dominic all day with a ballistic throw for Baudelaire Nugget. Sandy had to mind out of the way sharpish there. Another happy little worker.
Finish.
Sylvia Mitchell now giving Marvy her instructions, this time for the send away. She should run out straight through the two bottles with no deviation. And for full marks, she's got to go down with her whole body on that mat.
Call and about turn.
Marvy loses 3.8 points before she's collected again by Sylvia, calling her to heel. Here's Stephanie Woolham and Sky again, deviating a little on that outrun, but she was as close as any bitch got to landing on the mat. They only lost 2 points there.
Call and about turn.
Nicely collected. Full of enthusiasm, this one. This is Anne Rogers now with Topori Touch of Class. She's known as Visa at home. Oh no, she demonstrates how things can go completely pear-shaped. A disappointment for them.
Exercise is finished.
And here's Phil Barnes again with Spice. Now they did some fantastic heel work, so that really puts the pressure on them as this competition starts to build. That's a good send away.
Handler forward.
I think they lost about half a point because Phil was a little late on calling her into the down, but a really nice send away for them. Now we move on to the distant control exercise, where the handler must convey 6 positions to the dog using name and command or a name and a signal.
Out turn halt.
It's a tough one. Distractions of the big ring can really play an important part.
Position 2.
This, of course, is Sue Howell with Carly again.
Position
And the dog
4.
mustn't creep more than a body length in any direction by the end of the sequence of moves.
Position 6. Return to
That was
dog.
lovely. No points lost there. Here's Sylvia again with Marvy.
Position 2.
Now Sylvia uses a signal to distinguish the stand.
Position 4. Position 5. Position 6. Return
Lovely,
to
another
dog.
perfect exercise. No points
The first
lost.
position.
Now it's Sky's turn with Steph Woolham.
Position 2.
Steph's experienced in this big ring. She makes her commands really clear.
Position 4. Position 5. Position 6. Return to your dog.
Oh no, there's nerves showing for Phil and Spice. They have done
Second
so
position.
well, but this has got to be a disaster for
Position
them.
3. Position 4. Position 5. Position 6. Return to your
Oh,
dog.
Phil, our hearts are with you. A pause now for the 2-minute sit stay. All the handlers have to leave the ring, of course, so they're out of sight. Do I want to move? Nah, I'll stay. In fact, nobody broke the sit stay this year. On now to the 10-minute downstay. Again, no handlers in the ring, and everyone was perfectly well behaved. Glad of the rest, I think. So let's catch up with the competition as it stands at the moment. Out in front, Carly with Sue Howell. A close run-off at the moment for second and third. Marvy and Sylvia in second, Sky and Stephanie in third, and in fourth place, Holly with Anne Northfield. But of course, it could all change with the important scent discrimination test. That's coming up later. You've got to keep watching to find out the result. So this is it. You reach the conclusion of the Bitches Obedience competition with this all-important scent discrimination exercise. This is Karen Davies with Justy.
Could you turn her face away as well, please?
They've both got to turn their backs whilst the cloth with the judge's scent is placed into the G pattern laid on the floor by the gentleman steward. The two ladies there are placing decoys. They're also scented, but all the other cloths are neutral. So now you can see where the judge's cloth is, and Justy is being given the judge's scent on a separate cloth. Away she goes. Methodical searching is fine, even if she does take her time. And this pair did a good retrieve, which usually helps. Dogs that are good on the retrieve tend to be good on the scent. She's worrying Karen, though. But she gets it. Excellent. Well done, Justy. Just 0.1 of a point lost. Here's Heather Gray with Gesvisha Ish. It's their first visit to Crufts. Now, although she's working those cloths, she looks a bit anxious. It's important they don't lose their confidence in this big ring. There, look, she's looking to Heather. Oh, well done, Heather. She's put the competition out of her mind, put the dog first, and she deserves that applause for remembering there's always going to be another day.
Take it. Finish. Take it fast.
And Northfield now with Holly. They're lying in 4th place at the moment, remember. Nicely done, Holly. They lost just 0.4 points.
Take the cloth. Finish.
Good sense, so they stay in contention. Steph's turn now with Sky. They're lying in 3rd. Fantastic for a first visit to Crufts for this dog. Maybe mouthing a bit. Sky gets the right cloth, though.
Take the cloth. Finish. Send.
Here's Sylvia with Marvi. They're in 2nd place. Now, Marvi apparently always takes her time on the scent. Get out there and have a little think about it. But she brings back the judges' cloth beautifully. They only lost 0.1 of a point.
Finish.
So here's our current leader, Sue Howell with Carly. They're way out in front, but they've got to do the scent. It could all fail here. No, it won't.
Take the cloth. Finish.
Beautifully done. Plenty of enthusiasm left right at the end of the
Exercise
competition, and she gets her scent discrimination test. There's the relieved face of the Crufts 2003 Bitches Obedience champion winner, Sue Howell with Carly. In 2nd place was Marvi with Sylvia Mitchell. In 3rd, Sky with Stephanie Woolham. And in 4th, Holly with Anne Northfield.
And the winner was Sue Howell.
Sue Howell's day. And Carly thrilled to bits too.
Well, we'll see if the boys are as well behaved when they get put through their paces tomorrow. But now it's time to get back to the action. Saw the Bitches Obedience competition, which was won by Carly, whose handler is Sue Howell. Tonight is the turn of the dogs. Here's Jessica.
Just a reminder then, the obedience competition has 6 different elements. The heel work exercise, a tricky one this year. Then there's the retrieve, this year's article, a plastic champagne bottle. The send away. They've got to drop on that mat. Distant control next. The 2-minute sit and the 10-minute downstays. And finally, the scent discrimination test. Sandy Wadhams usually advises us on obedience matters from ringside, but this year she takes centre stage as the judge. We're starting with the taxing heel work exercise. This is Patricia Jones with Merlin, Trimac Merly Whizkid, a 5-year-old working sheepdog on his first visit to Crufts. Stylish and keen heel work from this pair. Next up is Steve Barnes with It's No Fluke, who came to Steve via an advert on the back of a door in a ladies' toilet. Quite what Steve was doing in there, I don't know. Lovely, precise, neat footwork. Right through that figure 8. Even pace. A good-looking pair, this.
About to turn, give the stand.
This is Lynn Cole with Zulmarg Zeus, giving what Sandy described as a perfect example of the first position on the move, the stand.
Left turn.
Michaela Platt now with obedience champion Kai Mailer's bit of rough. Slow pace heel work this time. Sandy really testing the handler's precision with these heel work patterns. They should have one foot on the line at all times. Just missed it there.
Follow line towards the judge.
Now to the double left about turn. Now this is a test of the dog's ability to maintain that correct heel position.
Follow
And
the
then
arrow.
straight on to another tricky pattern. This time it's a right-hand circle, but it's got an about turn halfway through. There we go. Both the dog and the handler need nerves of steel and real teamwork to get through this. Concentration.
Left turn. Right turn. Into fast pace.
And another change of pace there. Next up, Madge Thompson with Danny.
Left turn.
He's called Danny Third Star on the left. They're in fast pace still. Madge is such a skilled handler, she's making it easy for Danny here.
Into normal pace.
Now we're about to see just about the hardest part of this test with Tafts and Cloyd at Goldlawns and Barbara McNish. It's the second position on the move, a sit but on a left about turn.
About turning collect as you right turn.
And now a right turn on the pickup. They got the best marks of the day for that.
About turn.
Now here's Quincy, obedience champion Wood Sorrel Red Wine, who we'll see later in the big ring, dancing like Fred Astaire. He's got to be a bit more controlled here. Mary Ray, of course, who's won here at Crufts twice before. Sandy said she wasn't just looking for accurate heel work, precision and style. And Quincy certainly has that in spades.
About turn and collect.
An instant response for the down, a nice pickup, really lovely to watch. Let's see this pair going through into the retrieve now. The little plastic champagne bottle that Mary has to throw.
Throw.
I'd go and fetch it, wouldn't you?
Send.
Oh, maybe a slight overrun there. Beautifully presented though.
Finish.
A good exercise for them.
Throw.
Now this is a first. Louise Miras from the Netherlands handling Sea Light Chaquina, who was bred here in the UK. And of course Louise has had to make repeated trips to qualify Chaquina for Crufts, so a real achievement just to be standing in the ring. So to do a good retrieve, well, that's extra.
Finish.
Excellent. Oh, poor Linda.
Another one. Want to get another one then?
That's Linda Rutherford, taking out several spectators, I think, with her champagne bottle. She's going to have another go, though.
We'll try again. Sorry, don't worry. You ready? Last command. Throw.
So obedience champion Synody's secret switch does get a chance to do a retrieve, although that'll have to be a very good-humoured disqualification for them.
Take. Finish.
On now to the send away, and first up is Barbara with Cloydie again. What a lovely send away. Speed, accuracy, dropping well to the down and on the mat. They'll be thrilled with that, I'm sure. Oh, maybe a shade wide on the pickup. Hilary Murray now with Snow Demons Tri-Star Chaser. Chase, a good run out. Oh, doesn't fancy the champagne, I think. Oh, that's going to have spoiled their chances.
The exercise is finished.
Now Danny with Madge Thompson, starting well. Oh, putting the brakes on though. And a bit of a short drop. That cost them 3.1 points. But they finish off nicely. Good pickup. The riggers of distant control now. Here's Mary and Quincy again. Now Mary's going to have to give 6 positions, either by name and command or name and signal, and Quincy mustn't have moved more than a body length in any direction by the finish. Quincy is concentrating so hard on Mary. Beautiful example.
Fifth position. Sixth position.
And a perfect test for them. Here's Barbara and Cloydie, well in contention at this point. Oh, that's blown it for them though. What a shame.
Third position. Fourth position.
Here's Micah Zulmarg Zeus with Linda Cole again. Nicely
Sixth
done.
position. Give the first
And Madge
position.
Thompson with Danny.
Second position.
No confusing those
Third
commands.
position. Fourth position. 3, 2, 1. Last command, leave your dogs.
All the dogs in the ring now for the 2-minute sit. Handlers away and out of sight, of course. And then the 10-minute downstay. Oh, well, all apart from Chalky. Hello, Sandy. Brian King, Sandy's steward, is the man with the stopwatch. And only when he says so, the competitors can return into the ring, pick up their sleeping charges. So let's move on and see how the competition lies at this stage. Danny and Madge are just in front of Mary and Quincy, but only just. Then comes Lynn and Micah, with Trish and Merle hot on their heels. You can see how the competition concludes later on in the programme.
This is how we left it, so let's rejoin Jessica for the deciding stages of the dog's obedience.
So, you know the dog's in contention, but can they get through Judge Sandy Wadhams' last test, the scent discrimination? Michaela and Ruff up first. Sandy's going to be placing her scent on the judge's cloth, and then whilst Michaela and Ruff look away, Steward Brian will take Sandy's cloth and place it into the G pattern on the floor as the two lady stewards place scented cloths amongst the neutrals as decoys. Now Ruff gets Sandy's scent from another cloth before being sent to find the judge's cloth in the G pattern on the floor. There it is. Well done, Ruff.
Take it. Finish.
Here's Steve Barnes with Fluke. Bit too much scent on that cloth, I think. The key is not to be distracted by the decoys, but to go just for the judge's scent. And of course, the longer the dog searches, the more pressure he feels to come up with something. He's mouthing a bit too. Ah, well done, he's got it. They'll have lost a few valuable points there, but he's got the right cloth in the end.
Finish. The exercise is finished, thank you.
Here's Trisha and Merle. They're in 4th place, remember, and only on their first visit to Crufts, which is amazing. A little bit mouthy, perhaps. But straight to the right cloth. Well done. Just 1 point lost.
Take it. Finish.
Micah's turn now with Lynn Cole, our number 3 pair at present. Really quick. Got it. Just 0.5 lost for that present and finish.
Finish.
Mary Ray is currently in 2nd place with Quincy, so how are they going to fare? Lovely scent, not actually mouthing the cloths, just checking them. Oh, and that's nice. Finds the decoy, goes back to check his pattern. Perfect so far. And the right cloth. And Quincy is one of the only dogs who coped brilliantly with the present, Mary having been told to stand at an angle to the test. No points lost here, they went clear. So here's our leader, Danny, with Madge. It's really close at the top. They've got to do a good set. Oh, no, they'll have lost points for that. There, Danny gets the right cloth though, well done. Oh, and that present's slightly crooked too, you can see from his head angle into the finish. 0.9 lost here, which means that Mary Ray takes the obedience competition for the 3rd time in her career. She's the Crufts obedience champion, this time with her red border collie Quincy. 2nd was Madge and Danny, 3rd Lynn with Micah, and 4th Trish with Merle. That is so nice to see. Look at her. After all this time in obedience, it still means so much to take the Crufts Championship. Well done, Mary. We'll see you later on, of course.
And you'll be seeing both Quincy and Mary Ray later because they'll be dancing as the prelude to Best in